Right, hello. Someone's been in touch on my blog and said they're having problems with the Kindle edition of the third edition of web application development with R using Shiny. They're having problems with the code examples, and they're having problems, I think, because the chapters haven't got names. They're not sure which bit of code relates to which thing. So I thought I'd just do a screencast. I thought it was easier. I was going to do a blog post, but then I realised it's probably easier just to do it. I haven't even looked through the whole thing myself, but just to go through it all and just see if we can match all the chapters up and get all the code working. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to my GitHub. This is, I believe it's on there, that my publisher's GitHub as well, but I forked it on mine, so let's just go to mine. So the address is github.com/Chris Bealey, as you can see, and it's just here. It's one of the pinned repositories. So all we're going to want to do is, if we just click clone or download the zip file. This is Linux Mint, so obviously your unzipping may look a little different depending on what system you're using, but you get the idea. It's downloading quite slowly. Let's just bring it up. There it is in there. Might just do some housekeeping while we're waiting. There we go, all done. Right, so if we just double click and it will extract for us. Click extract, as I say, might be a little different. I'm going to put it in my home directory, just here. There we go, and show the files. Oh, I thought it was going to put it in my oh, I think that, to be honest, I think that's one I downloaded earlier when I was messing around, but it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter where it is. You can download the zip drive to your computer, and here it all is. Right, okay, so the chapter headings. So I've got the book here as well. So for the benefit of Kindle users, to be honest, I haven't even seen the Kindle version. Obviously, the pups, don't worry about that in the background. That's just my children fighting. I haven't even seen the Kindle version, so to be honest, I don't know what it looks like. Obviously, my publisher deals with all that stuff, but here it is. So this is chapter 1, beginning R and Shiny. Now, there's not a lot of code in this chapter, I don't think, but just for the sake of completeness, let's just have a look. So if we go into chapter 1, now the easiest thing to do here is if we open all of them by don't open RStudio first, double click, because the nice thing about RStudio is when you double click a code file, it will automatically set the working directory for you within the directory that file originates. So we're going to do that throughout. As I say, I haven't looked at all this, so if we just double click the old code, I think this is just a few bits and pieces. Yeah, this is just the stuff about the tidyverse and stuff, which you can see. There's some stuff about pipes and I can't quite seem to see it. Oh yes, here it is. Yeah. So there's some stuff about pipes, and there's some the gather, and from the you can see here. Where is it? Here. This code here. So this is chapter 1, and then the other thing in there is let's just close all these down. The other thing is the R Markdown, which is the other thing from that chapter. Yes, here it is. A simple Shiny enable line plot. Here's the R Markdown here. So we've double clicked, and if we just click run document, it may prompt you to install packages. Obviously, my computer's set up to run this stuff. You're going to need knitr and various things, but RStudio will help you with all that, so I don't think that should be a problem. And it can pops up, and you can see that we can interact with it as shown. Okay, so that's chapter 1. So far, so good. Sorry, did I say for the benefit of Kindle users what it was called? beginning are and shiny. So that's chapter 1. Okay, right, let's get to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is shiny first steps. So we'll go back to the code, go to chapter 2. Here we are. So the Gapminder application, which is a bit further along. This middle example is not in there, actually, is it? It is quite short. I think that might be a bit of an oversight. It is quite short. I apologise for that. I'm just wondering if it's on my GitHub anywhere else. No, I don't think it is. No. Well, I can always add that. I'll add that. I wasn't aware of that. I can put that back in. Okay, so the Gapminder application. So this is the Gapminder application. All this code in here. So as you can see now, you can just run it straight from the console, as detailed here, if you just want to see it. So if we just launch RStudio, just close this down. So we just shiny, and then if we just click this, so you can run it to look at it, but obviously what you really want to be doing is sort of looking at the code and interacting with the code. So let's just stop this, close it down again. So here we are. So here's the Gapminder. So we just double click the server.r file. It'll bring it up. As I say, it will open in the correct working directory as well. And if we just click run app, it'll load the data as well. The data's in the Git repository, so it saves you from having to access the API. And you can see it all here. So that's that. Widget types, that's just a little bit further along in the book, I believe. Let's just have a look near the end. Oh no, that must be, maybe perhaps it's before. Oh yes, here it is. Yeah. So here's the widget types application. So again, there is actually a function. It's on a gist, so you can run it straight out of the box using this command here. Or it's just here. So as we can see, if we just double click, we need to, as I say, if we close this down first, it'll launch it nicely for us. So if we just click run app, there, so here it is. So I think I'm going to stop launching every single one, because I think otherwise this video is going to get quite long and boring. But I think the problem was just sort of matching up the code in the chapters. So let's just go through that quickly. Just make sure that everything's there, and I'll point out where it is and what chapter it relates to. Okay, so that was chapter 2, which is called Shiny First Steps. Let's go to chapter 3, which is called Integrating Shiny with HTML. So if we just have a look in chapter 3, we can see let's just match this all up. So custom HTML links. I'm assuming is this one. There we go, yeah, that's the one. So that's from the first bit of chapter here. with this nice diagram. And I'm assuming the diagrams are in the Kindle version. As I say, I'm afraid I can't actually say that I've seen it. Minimal HTML interface is the next bit of the book, so that will be just in here. So again, if you just, as I say, I won't keep doing it because otherwise this video will just get boring. But if you just launch that and click run, it should run okay. And then, so that you should be looking at that in the end with a picture of my cats. And then we're on the HTML templates bit of the book, which is just in here. So there's two of these. So there's the so this is the inline version, including the code inline within the HTML template. So that would be this one here, the simple template with inline code. And then the other one is this one. I think I'm getting this right. Let's just open the code just to make sure. I'm sorry, to be honest, I haven't looked at this code in detail for a while. I'm coming back to it, so let's just go back to the book. UI bum bum bum. So it's this thing here basically. Yeah, that's that bit there, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, we're right, aren't we? Yes. Yeah. So that's that bit there. So the this bit here is the file based, is the what's called in the folder the simple template. This thing here with the inline template code, and then there's the file based template, the UI, which is just here. Okay, so that's chapter 3. Let's have a look at chapter 4. So chapter 4, again, for those with the Kindle version, is called Mastering Shiny's UI Functions. So let's just go into chapter 4 now and have a look. Well, there's loads of these, isn't there? I don't know if you've got the patience for me to show you every single one. I might just pop them in a window where you can't see them, actually, just to help me step through it a bit more easily, but you'll be able to see it as you're watching the video. So this one here is the flow layout. Let's bring this back again, actually. Just pop it here where you can see it. So that's the flow layout base 1. And then we have vertical layout. They're named after the function, it would appear. And then split layout, that's there. And then we have a sidebar layout, which is referred to here, where it says complete. And then we have, what else do we have? Navbar page, nav list, panel. Oh, look, there's a typo there. Sorry about that. Oh, whoops, I just clicked something. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what I clicked. And so this will be in the combined one. Yes, so the combined one is in here. So we just open this up. This is the code from the chapter. This server code is just there just to make it work. It doesn't, doesn't do anything interesting. I think it says in the introduction of this chapter that there isn't a lot of reference made to server files because they're not really doing anything. So it's all just about the UI. So here they all are. That's the same thing, isn't it? Yes. So in this combined bit is this bit here, combining layout functions, and then what else have we got? Um, So all this bit here, all of these sections, sorry, I was just having to read it, are all in here. So this end of this chapter, all of these techniques, I've opened the server file out there, haven't I? That was a bit pointless. I should have opened the UI file. Let's just close this down and start again, because that's what we're interested in here, isn't it, really? Yeah, so you can see here the reactive UI and the tab set panels and the tab panels and all the other stuff that's mentioned in this bit. I believe there's what else have we got? I think there is some stuff in the server code actually, isn't there? There's what is there? So there's a modal, and yeah, there's a progress bar as well. So all of the stuff basically in this in the back end of the chapter 4, all of those functions are all included within this Gapminder enhanced folder. Okay, so that's it. So I've covered all of that. So that's chapter 4, mastering Shiny's UI functions. So chapter 5, let's have a look at chapter 5. So chapter 5 is called Easy JavaScript and Custom JavaScript Functions. So if we just go to chapter 5 now, let's just have a quick look. Example 1. Okay, let's have a look. So this is example 1 is all to do with reading and writing the DOM. So that's just in here. As I say, I'm not going to run all of them because it will nobody will make it to the end of the video if I do. So that's that. Example 2, sending messages between client and server, is this one here. Right, now Shiny.js. So there's two lots of Shiny.js. There's the easy Shiny.js, which will be this first one. And then there's the extend Shiny.js, which is a bit more complicated, and that's in here as well. And lastly, there was one more thing in here, isn't there? Where is it? What are we looking at? JavaScript events. So this is all to do with to listening. This is sort of proper JavaScript almost. This is listening to JavaScript. So that just lives just in here, JavaScript events there. So that's that. And then there's just some stuff. There's no code for this. This is just a little bit, just a little tour of what there is out there. It's quite nice, really, quite handy, a lot of it. Okay, right. So that's chapter 5, which again I'll just do a reminder. So that's called Easy JavaScript and Custom JavaScript Functions. That's chapter 5. Let's go to chapter 6. So chapter 6 is called Dashboards. Let's just have a look at the code. So this is another one with quite a few. So the first one is Flex Dashboard. So that's just here. It's quite simple, that one. Let's have a look. What else have we got? So yeah, I think what's happening here is that the version, I've incremented the version numbers because it kind of builds on itself, this application. So I've incremented the version numbers throughout the chapter. So the first one is this V1. V3 just didn't make it to the book. I did write a V3, but it didn't make it to the book for various reasons. So yeah, so this bit here, sidebar explanation with extra styling, is the first bit. Then grid layout is just here. You can see that's version 2. Again, there's version 2B. The version 2A didn't make the cut either. And then we have the final dashboard version 4, which is this. This is the final version. So yeah. So basically, once you go in here, this is the code that's referred to in the end of the chapter. This final dashboard V4. So basically, you start with Flex Dashboard, and then you just Oh look, there's 2 folders called Flex Dashboard. Haha. Oh yes, sorry. I know what this first one is. So this first one, the one that's just called Flex Dashboard, is I think a really simple one. So that's the first one. Which is that. And then there's a bit more. Yes, and then sorry, I didn't notice that. I apologise. You start off with the Flex Dashboard, and then there's a shiny Flex Dashboard, and that's got this slightly more. There's a bit more to this one. So that's where that one is. So if you just open that and run it, you'll get this second application there. So the order is Flex Dashboard, shiny Flex Dashboard, and then you're going through the versions throughout the chapter. So that's chapter 6. Again, just to recap, just to recount whatever the word I'm looking for is. That's dashboards. Okay. So, chapter 7. Let's just shut these windows down. Chapter 7, again for those with the Kindle version, is Power Shiny. Power Shiny. So let's just have a look in here. Yes, indeed. I didn't actually write this chapter. My co-author wrote it. So I really am sort of slightly coming to this code for the first time. I'm not sure that all of the code from this chapter is in there. I think the thing is, this is sort of snippets anyway, isn't it? There isn't really a full application of this chapter. So this is in here, isn't it? Yeah, this is this. Yes, as I say, I think this is more more snippets really. Quite a lot of them are in there though. I'm guessing people are probably not as bothered by this because they're not gonna yeah, so that was the one we just looked at, wasn't it? And the file upload I think I've seen as well. I don't know, as I say, to be honest, this is not my chapter, so I'm struggling a bit to do it just while recording. I think if you pick your way through, I think you'll probably be okay. I think most of the snippets are in there. I think they do all of their full applications as well. Looks like they all run. Yeah, they do all run. So yeah, this is the bookmarking feature. So I think you should be able to pick your way through that one without too much difficulty. If it's a big problem, do let me know, and I can. As I say, I didn't actually look through all the code before I started this video, so I'm not quite as au fait with this bit, really, being honest. So that's Power Shiny. That's chapter 7. Now chapter 8 again might be another problem because I didn't write chapter 8 either, unfortunately. But let's have a look anyway. Code patterns. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is the isolate example. I can see that here. This I think is probably the thing that it starts with, is it? Oh, I'm not sure now. Is that? Yes, here it is. So that I think is what the application that the chapter's based on, or what the chapter starts with at least. And we can see there's some other things. So there's isolate. There is event reactive. That's here. And then debounce, I guess, is coming as well. Where's debounce? There's debounce. So that's here. I think we covered most of it. Again, some of this I think is snippets. So, and I don't think there's any code really in chapter 9, is there? There certainly isn't anything in the repository, but I think it's just talking about Git really and all that kind of stuff. So just as a reminder, yeah, so that was chapter 8, that's code patterns. So I'm sorry I didn't know quite as much about 7 and 8 as I thought I did going into it, but I did know that I hadn't written them, but I suppose I hadn't really thought about the fact I haven't actually looked at the code. But do just give me a shout if you're having problems, and I can have a more detailed look offline. As I say, I'm not going to do it while I'm sitting here because it'll get boring. And that's it. So I'm just going to very quickly, let's just go through the chapters again, just because that's part of the point of this video, just in case anyone missed. So chapter 1, beginning R and Shiny. Chapter 2, Shiny first steps. Chapter 3, integrating Shiny with HTML. Chapter 4, mastering Shiny's UI functions. Chapter 5, easy JavaScript and custom JavaScript. Chapter 6 is dashboards. Chapter 7 is Power Shiny. And chapter 8 is code patterns in Shiny applications. And all we're doing is, just to remind you, if you just go to my GitHub, it's a pinned repository on the front page. It's just here. Just click download zip, download it onto your computer, unzip it, open the files, double click them to open RStudio, and it should open them in the right working directory. Launch the code, and you should be good to go. So hopefully that's helpful. I'm Chris Bealey on Twitter. Let's just bring that up. Here I am. So if you're still having problems, I'm at Chris Bealey. Just send me a DM and I can have a look. Okay, thanks very much.